Welcome once again to my weekly webcast. Weekly, every week that the Senate is in session, about 45 weeks out of the year. We've been absent from the webcast for the last month because during the month of August we take a summer break. So we're starting up again to be in session 3 or 4 weeks before we adjourn for the upcoming election. So we got a lot of work to get done between now and the last of September or the first week of October. We're meeting today in the Finance Committee room, actually in the ante room of that Finance Committee meeting, and I take you to a different place on Capitol Hill, usually things that are happening that I'm involved in. And this afternoon we're going to be having a roundtable discussion sponsored by me and Peter Welch, Congressman from Vermont. Peter Welch is a Democrat, I'm a Republican. That doesn't mean a lot because, except that we're working together on this project. We're having this roundtable for several reasons. We have a lot of very wealthy institutions in the United States that have increased their endowments considerably and done very good on investment, and their help for students has not kept up with the dramatic increase in tuition, both at state schools as well as private universities. And so we are holding this roundtable to discuss what more universities with these wealthy foundations can do to help students to a greater extent than they are. I can say this, that there's been dramatic movement in the last 12 months of a lot of famous universities in this direction as a result of an oversight hearing that we had in the Senate Finance Committee last September, about a year ago. But this roundtable is the brainstorming of Congressman Welch and me to find out what more universities can do. And so we're going to have a lot of expertise come to this roundtable discussion this afternoon. It's important for me as senior Republican on the Senate Finance Committee to preserve the tax credibility of the tax exemption for charitable giving, and as part of my work on making sure that the IRS and the tax code and the credibility of that tax exemption is maintained. We want to make sure that there's not abuse, and universities obviously should be for the purpose of educating people and not be a storehouse of money. Each webcast, I tell you what we're going to be doing this week in the floor of the United States Senate. We're going to be working on the defense bill, a bill that comes up annually on the floor of the United States Senate and must be to the President, or hopefully will be to the President, before we adjourn for the October break and the election. I always answer questions that people ask, and I will go to my BlackBerry now and read the questions that we have. The first question comes from Ron in Prairie View, Iowa. Will Congress work on a real energy solution this month? Coming back from ending my 99th town meeting in Iowa this year, because remember I do a town meeting in every county every year, and I've done that for 28 years, you have to understand that energy is still a very major issue on the minds of Iowans, even though gas has gone down from $4.10 a gallon, where I paid the highest till this morning. It was $3.36 in Des Moines before I got on the airplane. In the final analysis, we are, in other words, this was still very much on the minds of Iowans, and I expect that it'll be as big of an issue for us coming up here in the next 2 or 3 weeks as it was in July. And what we're hoping is that the Democrats will let us vote on an amendment to do more drilling. And that's what I would say would be a comprehensive energy package. You understand, I have no disagreement with the Democrats on what they want to do on conservation, what they want to do on alternative energy, and what my disagreements would come is the extent to which I want to drill for oil wherever it's available in the United States, as opposed to sending our dollars overseas to import oil. So Ron from Prairie View, I think, will be voting on energy bills in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And then from Mary at Marion, Iowa, do you think E-Verify can make it through this Congress? E-Verify is a process by which employers can call up Social Security Administration. This is a voluntary program, and it's been in effect for 10 years, and it is sunsetting September 30th, so it has to be reenacted. But it's a program where employers can call up Social Security to verify a Social Security number if you're concerned about whether an immigrant to this country is legally or illegally in the country. And it should be reauthorized. I hope it'll be reauthorized. It's my intention, as one of 5 Republicans pushing for its reauthorization, to get the job done. We'll have 3 or 4 more webcasts this session of Congress in September and early October. See you next week. I hope you'll join us in emailing your questions to me.